Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer. All right, I want to get straight into this one because I want to make it as quick as possible. So, a couple of days ago, I've been meaning to do this for a few days, but a few days ago, rather, they clapped back. So, for those of you who need a little background and you already seen what I did with the previous show where Chantel was on the Lapeith Network, there's since then she's been getting a lot of pushback. Apparently, they have a Facebook group or a Clubhouse group or something like that where she was called all kinds of pygmies. Even though she didn't do anything to them or say anything to them, y'all seen it. They just kept talking, and then she just waited patiently to ask her questions. And I may play some clips from that. But nothing was done on her side, Chantel's side. There was no aggression from her. Yet they decided to attack. And they wanted her out. OWT, I want you out. I don't want you around anymore. And blah, 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 blah. So they did a follow-up where Anton, shout out to him, was calling them out on it. Why? Because pygmies generally rely on men to protect them as they should. That's the feminine thing to do. Anton is calling them out on it. And here's their response. Fair use, fair use. All right. Stopping right there. Stopping right there. Assertive is not a thing. Assertive, the word assertive is a bullshit word. You see, of the four personality types, assertive was the one that's just thrown in there. What are the four personality types? I'll tell you. There is aggressive, passive aggressive, and assertive. What is assertive? Assertive is just a nice way to say aggressive. Like, I'm not aggressive, I'm assertive. Bitch, you're aggressive. It's a bitch word. It's a word that bitches made up to be aggressive and unladylike without calling themselves aggressive. What is the difference between aggressive and assertive? Not a goddamn thing. How come there exists passive aggressive, but there doesn't exist passive assertive or aggressive assertive? Because it is a bullshit thing. The moment they start letting women become psychologists and doctors and stuff like that, one of the first things they did was made up some crap like that. Assertive is bullshit. It's a red velvet donut. It's bullshit. Let's continue.
Right? And they're in this space and they're innately in there. That's their feminine. That is their particular feminine. I don't think anybody's saying anything about that. I don't think anybody's mad about that. I don't think anybody's complaining about that. And you're telling me the women. No, you literally just said that. No, listen. Hold on. Women that.
Now she's trying to backpedal. No, you shame women for being feminine. Why? Because you are intimidated by feminine women. Women like Chantel shows how feminine you aren't. But let's listen to the backpedal.
You just literally call them a pygmy. You know that's the name that women have a problem with.
I'm not talking about women that are operating as themselves, being feminine, speaking on whatever they're speaking on. I'm talking about women that are pushing, specifically talking about other women.
But shout out to Chantel with the Cash App. It's not to me, or the super chat. It's not to me, even though it looks like it. This is to Lapeith. But shout out. This is her saying, "Team pick me." Why? Because if it makes women like you upset, then she knows she's doing something right.
like talking down on other women. Those type of women that come.
She didn't talk down on you. See, and that's the thing. That's why I titled this video what I titled it, because she didn't actually talk down on these women. She just talked up the virtues of being a better woman and being a better mate. You felt as if that was talking down on you because she reminded you of how inferior of a mate you are. But she didn't directly say that, nor was it her intention to insult you. You just felt insulted. You see, it's kind of like the movies and stuff that you see, where a regular guy goes to prison, or a regular guy finds himself in like one of those old-timey country bars or something like that, and somebody is so insecure, it's like they say something like, "Oh, you think you better than me? You think you smarter than me? You talking down to me?" And they just talking regular. They're not even talking to the person. Like RoboCop, like, "Oh, you think you smart because dude." So there was a scene, old movie called RoboCop. There was a scene on there where the dude was robbing a gas station. Went to the gas station, took all the money from the gas station, held up the young dude, young college student, and then he said, "Fill it up on number 7." So he was filling up his motorcycle, and then he said, "What are you reading?" And he showed him it was a chemistry book or something like that. He was like, "Oh, you think you're smarter than me? Are you smarter than a bullet?" And he was about to kill the guy because of that. And he wasn't even doing anything. He was just reading his own studies. But dude was so insecure about his own lack of intelligence that he felt insulted by the guy just reading. These chicks are so insecure about their own lack of ability and femininity and Pickmesium. They are so insecure about that they felt insulted by Chantel's presence of just being her.
Come into the space and are pushing. You women aren't cooperative enough. That's why you're not getting black. There are women like that. That's hard. Like push those same 3 talking points.
Now, I'm going to go back to that show. I'm not going to do the whole thing because it's 4 hours long. But she did not say not cooperative enough. Or she didn't say that you women aren't cooperative enough. And this isn't from me remembering the show. This is from me just knowing her personality.
I just called them a
chastising other women.
Kayla, I'm going to come to you. It's hilarious. Why are so many women upset about the push for femininity?
Okay, so there's 2 parts that I have.
Oh, so you do think they are upset?
For the women, there are women. Listen, we're not all the same, okay? There's no women, okay? All women are different, okay? So of the women that are upset.
By acknowledging that all women are different, then you must also acknowledge that some women are more valuable to men than others. That's just part of being different. Now, and this isn't me just going to blanketly compare you to more feminine women or things like that, but I'm going to say that, and this is the message that you should have got from the show last week, was that it is incumbent upon all women to strive to be more valuable to their male counterparts.
About the push for femininity. I think that they're upset about it, 1, because it's rooted in change. 2, I think that I agree a little bit with Kay was saying in terms of like femininity is like there's this box of what femininity is. Like even in certain rooms, certain spaces, even on our show, like femininity is rooted in the 3 things, and I wrote them down: silence, obeying, and allowing disrespect, right?
Oh God. No, the 3rd one was sandwich. You see, you took out sandwich and replaced it with something that sounds negative, allowing disrespect. Why do you think femininity is allowing disrespect? What kind of weird ass definition of femininity do you have? Who in the hell does that? Like, who in the hell says, oh, that woman is feminine because she allows disrespect? That doesn't make any sense. So, right now, she already expressed that she sees femininity as a bad thing. She feels that if she becomes feminine, she will be opening the floodgates of disrespect. No, obedience is part of it, yes. Submission is part of it, yes. And sandwich is part of it. First of all, really, your whole definition is messed up of it.
Allowing men to mansplain, allowing people to talk over you, and you don't say anything.
Allowing men to mansplain. Yes, allowing men to talk is a feminine thing to do. Seen, not heard. But you don't want to be seen, not heard. Because, and this isn't my opinion of you, this is your opinion of you. You want to be heard, not seen, because you're worried that if things were in the reverse, hold on, let me check something. Because if things were in the reverse, you're less valuable. You think your value to men is more so in what you say than what you look like because you don't have much value in how you look. Just putting it out there. Yes, there is a shut the fuck up aspect of femininity. There just is. All of that, seen, not heard. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all, etc., 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 is a large part of femininity. A part that you haven't mastered. You have not mastered the ancient Chinese art of shut the fuck up, or the ancient European art of shut the fuck up, or the ancient African art of shut the fuck up, or the ancient Indian art of shut the fuck up. See, you haven't mastered this art. A bitch, shut the fuck up. So you're trying to say that the women who actually wait their turn to speak is something wrong with them. But that's what femininity is. And that's what men value in women. And you don't like that. So you're trying to change that dynamic. Nope. You will always lose to the shut the fuck up women of the world.
Talk over you. You're silent. You say less. You don't talk as much. And you do.
Y'all hear that? She said the same damn thing over and over and over again. There's like 3 of these videos I'm going to cover. One in which Chantel actually comes up. But she said the same thing over and over. You know, you can't talk as much. You're silent. You can't speak as much. That gets her. That gets her. She has this overwhelming desire to be heard. And she can't stand it. Listen again. I'm going to go back 10 seconds. Actually, I'm going to go back 15 seconds. She's going to say the same thing. She's going to talk about it remains, I would have to remain silent. And that's what gets her. It bothers her that men value a woman's silence, a woman who knows when to speak.
And allowing disrespect, right? Allowing men to mansplain, allowing people to talk over you, and you don't say anything, you just let them talk over you. You're silent, you say less, you don't talk as much.
You're silent, you say less, you don't talk as much. It's the same thing. She can't stand silence. You get with this chick, and she prides herself on the ability to talk repeated shit. Let me tell you something. And I think that you men who have dealt with enough women know this to be true. I don't want to hear your shit. I don't. That is the worst part of the whole courting process is listening to what the fuck you have to say. I literally, because my brain, I'm into math, I literally tried to estimate how much shit I have to listen to before I fuck the first time. And if a chick is a talker, it's like, dang, that means and basically, and I did this in my like late 20s, early 30s. I took an average of how many hours of cupcaking and talking about blizz blaz and ham do I have to tolerate on average before I fuck. And you want to know what I came up with? And the amount of time I came up with? 10 hours. 10 hours you have to maintain, not consistent, but it's 10 hours of conversation. And with chicks like this, they want more. They want to intensify. They want to increase the amount of words we have to hear before penis hit mouth. It annoys me. Be less annoying.
And we do what whoever tells you to do if they're male.
Do what whoever tells you to do if they male. Come on now. You see how she's trying to create scare tactics for just being a feminine woman? It means that you're a pushover, sexual and otherwise. That's ridiculous.
So I feel like that people that are upset about it, they're upset about that part of femininity being like the only part of femininity. When femininity is, if you want to look up all the traits, includes sensitivity, sweetness, supportiveness.
Okay. She said, if you want to look up all the traits, I'm going to look it up. All right. Traits such as nurturing, sensitivity, sweetness, supportiveness, gentleness, warmth, can't really say it, but passivity, y'all know what I mean. Okay. Cooperativeness, expressiveness, modesty, humility, empathy, affection, tenderness, and being emotional, kind, helpful, devoted, and understanding have been cited as stereotypically feminine. Where was the stuff? Where was all this letting a man walk over you, doing whatever any man says? This is just shit that you're adding. This is shit that you're adding to make it seem like something horrible. Why? Because as it stands, the actual definition to you is horrible. It's horrible for you to be a nurturing, sensitive, sweet, supportive, gentle, warm, passive, cooperative, expressive. It even says expressive, meaning that you can express yourself. Modest, humble, empathetic, affectionate, tender, kind, helpful, devoted. It hurts you to be these things. Well, guess what? These things is what makes you woman. And if you don't want to be it, then more fool you. Why? Because men want women. Don't try to bastardize the definition. In fact, let me put up the banner. Because this is your vagina. Listen, hold on. Hold on, here it is right here. If you ain't fucking Pickmes, you ain't fucking shit. That is your vagina. If you refuse to accept these qualities and a sandwich, then you ain't shit. A person who's fucking you ain't fucking shit. When I say that I wait and listen to blah 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 blizz blast and ham for 10 hours waiting to fuck, I'm talking about you. I don't want to hear your shit. Why? Because you're not a pick-me. That's why.
Gentleness, cooperativeness, expressiveness, humility, empathy, affection, tenderness, being kind, helpful, and devoted. And some of these also go for men as well. But
what does that mean? They go for men as well. Okay, first of all, she said but. Everything before the word but is always bullshit. So she just read the same definition I did. Keep in mind, I didn't see all this. Okay, here's what I did. Because the way Lapeith Network works is that they have like a big show and then they slice it into little shows and give it to us. So I didn't actually see the big show, and I'm looking at the slices of the little show. So what I did was I looked at their outfits to determine that this was from the same show. I didn't actually see this slice. I only seen like bits and pieces of this slice. This is one I found that was part of the same thing. So some things may come off as a surprise. But she just said but. She understands the definition of femininity. She read it. She understands the traits that make a person, makes a woman a feminine woman. And she's about to dismiss it. She's not even going to self-evaluate and say, do I have these type of qualities? And she's not going to even ask, do I call women pick-me's just for having these particular qualities? She's not going to do that. And the reason why is because she's despicable.
I'm saying the things like cooperative are the only things that people say. It's like everybody's talking point. That's all they say out of the list.
That's all you say. That's all you say. When you was giving your own definition of femininity, you was all be silent, shut the fuck up, etc., etc., etc.
The truth. It's cooperative.
Wait.
Not saying anything, being silent. So
wait. Can you think of?
I'm almost done. Hold on.
I just want to make.
That wasn't even in the list of stuff that you said. You just read the definition, and being silent isn't in it. You just read that. That's something you threw in there, and you're saying that that's what people say. The only part of the definition that they hear is the part that's not in the definition. Y'all hear how disingenuous she is? This is why we don't want to hear you talk. We do not want to hear you talk. I'm not talking about regular feminine women. We like to hear them talk. That's why everybody likes Sweet Melody Speaks Voice and stuff like that. We like to hear them talk. We like to hear them talk about muffin recipes and stuff like that. We do. But you,
Make sure that you state those three things again. I forgot.
What women are upset about is the fact that part of femininity is the only thing that's being pushed when it comes to being feminine, and that men are not ever, there are no talking points about.
That's not even a part. And why does femininity has to be pushed upon you? I'm going to stop interrupting myself so much. But these despickables, I tell you.
About being sweet, about being warm, about being nurturing, those things. It's just about, are you cooperative? Are you silent? So I think that those are the talking points that people are upset about, the people that are upset. The people that aren't upset, I think that
the people who aren't upset are cooperative. It doesn't say silent. It even says expressive, which in a very real way is the opposite of silent. So you're upset about a definition of femininity that doesn't exist. Look at how confused Island Gal Q looks. And look at, she has the expression of, she has two expressions on her face right now. this KA show. One is, I agree with you, sister. The other is, would you like some syrup on that? She has two.
They don't care. Like they don't care about that agenda of.
You didn't even answer the question.
Because they're either getting the results they want, so they don't really care what y'all be talking about on social media, or they feel like they're on track to do so. So of those women, they just don't subscribe to the whole new the agenda because they're either.
Are you saying that these women don't subscribe to being feminine? They don't care? So you're proving everyone's point. You're despicable. Now, I'm going to read the definition once again, and then I'm going to go into the fact that she says that she don't care. All right. Traits such as nurturance. Well, you can't really nurture somebody if you don't. Actually, I shouldn't have did it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. You can't really nurture somebody if you don't care. Sensitivity. You can't really be sensitive to something you don't care about. Sweetness. You can't really be sweet to something you don't care about. Supportiveness. You can't support something you don't care about. Gentleness. You can't be gentle to something you don't care about. Warmth. You fail in every regard because you don't care. If you had any of these qualities, one, you would care about the plight of men. You don't. You do not meet one. Listen, kind, helpful, devoted. You have to care about a group of people to have any of these qualities. The root qualities is empathy. The root quality is you care about others. Really, these are, nurturing, sensitivity, sweetness. These are all a way of saying the same thing, and that is you have empathy for those you care about. Without that, you are nothing. You are not feminine. You don't meet one of these definitions. You are a useless vagina with only one use. You are. And you're okay with that. Now, listen at her.
Or they feel like they're on track to do so. So of those women, they just don't subscribe to the whole new the agenda because they're either married, got their man, they feel secure in their situation, and whatever they're doing is working. So that's the two sides that I wanted to speak on.
You didn't even answer the question. First of all, you're talking about.
I didn't answer the question.
You didn't. You said you.
Don't talk back. Don't talk back.
You're talking about people. He said, why are women mad at other women? He didn't say people, right? So answer the question.
I answered the question.
Wait, let me finish because you didn't want me to overtalk you. Remember you told me to hold on? Thank you, Kayla. I appreciate your femininity. Can you please?
Instead of her continuing to be quiet, she fake induced vomit. Look at Kay's expression. But this one, fake induced vomit. The thought of femininity makes her fake vomit. That wasn't a penis gag. That was fake vomit.
Answer the question with regard to men being mad at other women embracing their femininity. Specifically, can you answer a question that I have about what exactly is femininity, not according to what you think other people think it is, but what your definition of femininity is, and then specifically what women have a problem with regard to that definition specifically?
Okay. So like I just said, what I was saying was women referring to other women. What I was just saying in terms of the women that are pushing these talking points are pushing those same three things that I just said. Oh, being cooperative, being silent, obeying, doing what they tell you to do. Like, it's like low-key, like things that we push the children. Like, don't speak unless you're spoken to.
Yes. Yes, we push these things on our children so they don't grow up and become you. We push this on boy and girl children so they don't grow up to become you.
Like kind of the things that like you don't talk when grown folks is talking, like those talking points are what women have an issue with other women.
See, she keeps bringing up silence, and that's not really a part of it.
I don't think that. I mean, if with women having issues with other women, a little bit of it is a little bit of Pickmisha mixed in with some parts that are true. But sometimes the women that push this, like, are like, that's all they talk about, that are pushing that narrative, they are coming off sometimes a little bit Pickmisha. And I don't mean like wanting to get choked.
That's the definition of Pickmisha. That's why it's called pick me, because they want to get picked. Or they are picked, but they were a Pickmisha before they became picked.
In a healthy way. I mean, like Pickmisha, like I'm gonna put other women down in order to make myself seem more desirable. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the problem that women have.
No, I don't know what you're saying, because
yeah, they're saying like you women that do this and do.
She didn't put you down. First of all, you can't even embrace constructive criticism, which is problematic at best. You can't even embrace constructive criticism. This is something that you need to improve upon. Hold on right quick. All right, so I am, how many minutes? 32 minutes in. And see, this is what I'm talking about the shadow ban. So look at here. You see how the people who are live right now has this red thing indicating that they are live right now? I don't. So, yeah. Just something I'm throwing out there. Anyway, let's continue.
That and you women that work and you women that get these degrees and it's like, why are you putting women down for having that to try to make yourself seem like you're?
But you're not answering the question.
Okay, if I remember properly, well, I know this about Chantel. Chantel has her master's, but if I remember properly, you don't. I think Kay does, and you, Kayla, don't have yours. So it doesn't seem like she's putting you down for, I think you have a bachelor's, if I'm not mistaken. So let me get this straight. You're saying that a person with a master's is putting you down for having a bachelor's? But let's just say you do have a master's. You're saying a person with a master's is putting down you for having a master's? It's not putting you down. The only way she could do that is to put herself down, which would mean that she is able to embrace certain constructive criticism, and you aren't. But don't make her out to be a villain that just walks around on some, I've been scrubbing floors my whole life, and now I just want to put down women with degrees. No, she has one too.
Question, and I'm going to tell you exactly.
I just answered the question.
Hold on. Let me explain why. I was quiet the whole time. Again, thank you for being feminine, Kayla.
I hate this shit.
You're making the argument about women.
You said, why are women upset with other women?
No, specifically, why are women upset with other women embracing femininity? You spoke about it from the opposite perspective, right? You spoke about it from the perspective of a woman that is already winning, right? She's embracing this femininity, right? I don't see a woman that's complaining that's embracing her femininity, right? Those are not the women that are complaining. You spoke about it from the opposite perspective.
Ah, good catch.
You didn't hear what you just said?
I heard what I said. I literally
You want me to break it down further? So
I
you
don't
understand
think
what
that. Okay. Again, I don't think that any women have other issues with women that are embracing their femininity. Because if you're doing that, then that's just who you are. That's just how you.
That's exactly my point. And so if a woman is not,
but women love other women like that.
Woman,
they just don't.
If a woman is not having a problem with another woman embracing their femininity, then what are you talking about?
Because okay, so
the question is,
why are women mad at women that's speaking in a space? There's someone.
Now, when in doubt, interrupt. Interrupt his flow of thought is what she's attempting to do.
That's speaking in a space that's innately feminine, and they have like those more feminine things, like maybe a very soft voice or a very meek voice, like they don't have an assertive voice or an assertive personality.
Like I said before, the word, and this is for the people who just got here, the word assertive is bullshit. It's a bullshit word that bitches with degrees made up. Once again, there's four classifications. There's passive aggressive, and assertive. Which one doesn't fit? Assertive. Why? Because assertive means aggressive. It's just a fancy way of putting positive on aggressive. I'm not aggressive. I'm assertive. No, you're an aggressive bitch.
Right? And they're in this space and they're innately in there. That's their feminine. That is their particular feminine. I don't think anybody's saying anything about that. I don't think anybody's mad about that. I don't think anybody's complaining about that.
And you're telling me
the women.
No, you literally just said
that. No, listen.
Hold on.
Women that are
you just literally called them a pickme. You know that's the name. That women have a problem.
I'm not talking about women that are operating as themselves, being feminine, speaking on whatever they're speaking on. I'm talking about women that are pushing, specifically talking about other women, like talking down on other women. Those type of women that come into the space and are pushing. You women aren't cooperative enough. That's why you're not getting black.
All right, she didn't say that either. Now, let me look up the next video, bring this to your attention, because this is deep. This is deep. You see how on the ropes she is. She just didn't like the way Chantel made her feel. And what Chantel did was she made her feel like less of a woman. And the reason why Chantel made her feel, not deliberately, but the reason why she felt like less of a woman when Chantel was up there is because she's less of a woman. Now, why is she less of a woman? Well, she's less feminine, making her less of a woman. That's how that works. Once again, if you are, these are the traits of femininity. If you are less nurturing, less sensitive, less sweet, less supportive, less gentle, less warm, less passive, less cooperative, less expressive, less modest, less humble, less empathetic, less affectionate, less tender, less kind, less helpful, less devoted, then you are less of a woman. And I know you feel like less of it. Do I blame like the guy? Do I call him names if a guy is more masculine than I am? Fuck no. Because he'll use his masculinity against me, because but no. If there was some like Navy SEAL lumberjack MMA fighting ass nigga out there that's 6 foot 6 inches, with an 11-inch dick, and he just comes in my presence, I'm not gonna say, oh, you insulted me for not being as masculine as you. Fuck that. No, he's just being there. He's just being there. He didn't do shit. He was just being there, being himself, doing whatever Navy SEAL, lumberjack, MMA fighting niggas do. He didn't do anything. He just been himself. Do I feel more or less masculine in his presence? Yes. But so what? I don't fault him for that shit. I go home and do some push-ups. Get over it. All right, let me find the next video. These DisPICKables pissing me off. All right, it's over here. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Next one. Women holding each other accountable. All right. Fair use, people. Fair use.
Let's talk to label these women that y'all don't necessarily agree with, because we're not talking about having different talking points. We're not talking about disagreeing with people, right? Okay, I just watched you gloss over this whole narrative and you did not hold her accountable one time for using that name. Not one time. Thank you very much. I'm not asking you a question. I'm making a statement. Thank you. Thank you.
But you're not
on top of that, when you very hypocritical, can't even be quiet for 5 seconds while I make my point. When you decide that you guys don't like a chick and how it is that she disagrees and addresses your issues, then you start to call her name.
You're misunderstanding.
Okay, Kat, listen, I understand how real.
You see the constant interruption? The constant interruption is what you have to put up with these chicks that want to be heard. Despicable.
Listen, you're unable to listen. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, right? You're unable to listen as much as you are willing to contribute to the conversation. So since you have so much to say, I'm just going to let you do your thing. This is the KA show. Go ahead, Kay.
Because
the question is why are women mad at women?
There's someone that's speaking in a space that's innately feminine, and they have like those more feminine things, like maybe a very soft voice or a very meek voice, like they don't have an assertive voice or an assertive.
Oh, is this the same one?
Right? And they're in this space and they're innately in there. That's their feminine. That is their particular feminine. I don't think anybody's saying anything about that. I don't think anybody's mad about that. I don't think
you just called these chicks pygmies. And you're telling me
the women.
No, you literally just said
that. No, listen.
Hold on.
Women that are
you just literally called them a pygmy. You know that's the name that women have a problem.
I'm not talking about women that are operating as themselves, being feminine, speaking on whatever they're speaking on. I'm talking about women that are pushing, specifically talking about other women, like talking down on other women. Those type of women.
Now, I want to point out that, according to her, Pickmisha is used to describe women who talk down on other women for not being feminine enough. Once again, let's see. Women that talk down on other women.
Come into the space and are pushing. You women aren't cooperative enough. That's why you're not getting black. You're like that.
You called them a
like pushing those same 3 talking points.
You literally just called them a
chastising other women.
So you're not accountable to yourself? You didn't just call them pygmies?
They are. Some of them are. What are you talking about? Some of them.
The irony is completely lost on this PhD. She basically defined a pikmisha is a woman who's putting down other women while putting down other women. And he's saying that that would make you a pikmisha for putting down pikmishas. God, you.
Some of them put down other women to try to make themselves.
The irony is, this is what happens when you don't listen to men. You don't develop certain intellectual skills, like identifying irony. Like it does seem, with the exception of Chicago Rilla, and I just probably not reading his expression properly, but I got it. Lapeef got, that's why he's smirking and laughing. Lapeef has it. Anton gets it because he pointed it out to her. And it even looked like Island Gal Q gets it as well. That's why she's like, yeah. But Kay looks confused and Kayla looks combative. Oh, by the way, D. Scott, thanks a lot. Yeah, cash apps and super chats, et cetera, are welcome and appreciated. That's something else. All right. So, yeah. But thanks a lot, brother.
Look better.
You're contradicting yourself.
But you don't have to do that to be feminine. Putting down other women is not
You
feminine.
contradicted yourself by putting down another woman and calling her a pygmy.
She still don't get it. This is bad.
Nisha, you don't see the
Yeah,
issue?
because I am pointing out that behavior. I'm not putting her down. I'm saying that behavior.
So when they point out
is
your
not
behavior,
you
that's
don't need
wrong,
to
but
put
when
anybody
you
down
do
in
it,
any way to make yourself.
it makes sense.
You don't have to dim anyone else's light for you to shine.
You just did it. You called him a big Misha. You know that's a word that they're not feeling.
I am chastising people that are putting out other
By
people.
calling them a
She still doesn't get it. It's bizarre. All right, let me address this right quick. Black men are actually being the pick-me's. Tell me I'm lying. Okay, so here's the thing. And this isn't me trying to start another game war, but you bring up good points. I'm going to counter that. If you are hyper focused on what women want, to the extent that you're growing your hair, shining your gold teeth, and just like, oh yes, game, then yes, you are attempting to be picked. You are the pejorative male version of that. Yeah.
They're trying to they're not shining a light if they're doing that stuff to other women. They're not shining a light. So I'm not putting out nobody's light by calling them out. I'm just calling them out. That's what I'm doing.
But wouldn't she be just calling you out?
That's all I'm doing. And you're saying,
I'm
no, you're off behavior. I'm speaking out of particular behavior.
The reason you're off.
So Island Gal is like, no, you're not the only person that. So she sees it because she remains quiet while men are talking. So she actually, listened to men her whole life. So you become aware of it. The other two chicks, less so.
Off is because what Kayla is saying, and I don't be calling people pick me's, whatever. But what she's saying, I don't.
I know she did. I didn't see it, but I know she did. That sounds like bullshit.
I don't call people. I don't.
Hey, that's it is what it is. There's some people
that Rilla don't even insult people. But if Rilla say one thing that you don't think that he
okay, now we're changing the
no. Because this is the problem. This is the problem. And the problem is that you pick and choose who you want your enemy to be. You pick and choose who you want your enemy to be based off of this system.
It's not about an enemy.
And you're not even willing to be honest enough to hold your own homegirl that's sitting right next to you that got part of your name accountable for what she just called other women.
Listen, I'm about to call on that. I'm about to speak on that. Anton, I think that the misunderstanding is that you're thinking that she's saying just all of.
We don't call women names.
Oh my goodness, can I
name?
Let her finish.
Yeah, let her hang herself.
I want somebody to apologize for calling them pygmishas.
I'm not.
As do I. And she says I'm not. Well, you're gonna get this heat. You're gonna get this game changer heat. Because y'all know how I feel about pygmies. It's right there, scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
Okay. Well, JR, let me
Or
know.
at least one of your homegirls should hold you accountable.
For what? Calling people out? I call people out. That's what we do.
You called her out of her name. That's sign
I
language.
didn't call anybody out of their name.
Oh my, JR,
What are you
please.
talking about? That's not what I'm
I didn't call anybody out their name. So unless her name is actually Pygmisha, then you called her out of her name. How simple is these chicks? You just called somebody Pygmisha. If that's not her name, then you called her out of her name. God, I swear. I mean, I know every chick. I know that her parents were unable to send her to finishing school, but they were able to send you to beginning school. And yes, calling somebody a name other than theirs is calling them out their name. What the fuck is wrong with you? I would say public education, but I got a public education. I had a public education. Or I have one. I went to public schools. No, this is just some despicable shit that you got going on.
Hold on, y'all. Let Kay cook. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kay. Sorry.
Thank you. So, and I'm trying to do that. So don't think this is helpful.
Just go ahead, Kay.
Okay,
You got your breaks. Go ahead.
so Anton, I've heard, no, just don't say anything. Just let me get it all out. I've heard you call people simps. JR, why?
It's all you, baby girl. Go ahead.
I've heard you call people simps multiple times. Now, I would equate the word pick me or whatever to that same type of thing. So if Kayla is saying that a woman who specifically, not a traditional woman, that's not what she's saying, right? Right?
Make your point. You want the floor. Make your
It's
point.
not just a traditional woman that cooks and.
Okay, here's the thing about the whole pick me simp argument, and maybe I'll do a separate pre-recorded videos. I'm gonna do more pre-recorded videos, so stay tuned for those. I'm gonna do more shorts. Okay, here's the base difference between that, and this is why I'm careful on how I use the word simp. Simp is someone who behaves in a I wish to be picked fashion continuously for a woman that he knows doesn't respect him. That's why people, and not me, but that's why people are saying Will Smith is a simp, because Jada is being openly disrespectful to him. He wasn't a simp just because he wanted to marry Jada, or because he wanted to marry anybody. So yeah, let's be clear on the difference. Chantel, nor Danica, nor Melody is trying to be, picked by a man that is openly disrespectful to her.
Cleans and does whatever. That's not what Kayla is talking about. Kayla is talking about a very specific type of woman that just by any means necessary throws women under the bus to just appear more valuable to men. And in my observation, those types of women are usually very single and very desperate themselves. Now, whatever, and that's fine, whatever, that's them. But
A single woman wanting to get unsingled? Wait a minute. A single woman wanting to get unsingled is a bad thing? And then she used the word desperate. Yes, they're desperate. And you're not desperate enough. You don't have a proper sense of urgency when it comes to mating. If you didn't have a job, you would be desperately looking for work. If you didn't have a home, you would be desperately looking for a home. If you were hungry, you would be desperately looking for food. Now, you're not hungry. I'm not going to say it's obvious, but if you were, you would be desperately looking for food. These women find value in relationships. Absent a relationship, they are desperate to find a relationship, as they should be. Anything less is stupid. To sit around single like, oh, I don't really care. Yes, you do. That's why you're on here bitching.
I think that what Kayla was saying in terms of that word, which I don't use, but I get what she's saying. Because if she's saying that a woman who throws women under the bus, women do everything.
By doing that, you're throwing another woman under the bus. What you mean to say is she's going against the sisterhood.
Yeah, please just accept me, men. That's what she's talking about. She's not saying any woman who cooks and cleans and caters to her man. She's not saying that.
So long story short, so let me tell you how this translates in my.
Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at Island Gal Q. We see your titties. And don't try to pretend like you were being casual with that. We see your titties. Listen, the whole fake adjust my bra shit. And Tupac called it out. Put a little twist in her hips because I'm watching. Listen. Oh yeah, you know what's a good thing to do right now? Adjust my titties. We see what you. I see you. I see you. Here, what? Want me to show you? Yeah, I'll show you.
Throws women under the bus. Women do everything bad. Please just accept me, men. That's what she's talking about. She's
now is the time to put my titties in the camera.
Not saying any woman who cooks and cleans and caters to her man. She's not saying.
No, see that, right?
That.
So long story.
And bend over. Get a good look. Get a good look. Right down the cleavage crack. There we go.
Sure. So let me tell you how this translates in my ear. Right? And I want to get the cue out the hand time. This is how it translates in my ears.
How?
It's okay for y'all to call these women that y'all don't agree with names. It's okay for you to call them Pikmishas.
Is it okay for you to call somebody?
Oh, can you please be quiet? I was quiet the whole time that you was just talking when JR asked me to.
Look, we're in an adjustment
period. Femininity, K, please. I'm asking.
We're in an adjustment
period. Thank you.
And she's still not being quiet.
I'm appreciating you ahead of time for being quiet while I'm in my. Thank you for living in your femininity. I'm trying to be better this show. Come on now. So my point is that it's okay for y'all to call names, to label the.
This chick is licking her lip. She is camera flirting. She is. Is it just me? Is it just me? Or is she flirting? She's flirting with the camera. I'm not making this shit up, am I? She's like tossing the hair around, stretching for the tits, licking the lips. Am I tripping? Or am I tripping?
these women that y'all don't necessarily agree with, because we're not talking about having different talking points. We're not talking about disagreeing with people, right? Okay, I just watched you gloss over this whole narrative, and you did not hold her accountable one time for using that name. Not one time. Thank you very much. I'm not asking you a question. I'm making a statement. Thank you. Thank you, Kay.
But you're not
on top of that, when you very hypocritical, can't even be quiet for 5 seconds while I make my point. When you decide that you guys don't like a chick and how it is that she disagrees and addresses your issues, then you start to call her name.
You're misunderstanding.
Okay, Kay, listen, I understand how Rilla said. You're unable to listen.
Okay. Omega Dread says she wants anybody. It's nothing wrong with. I do think that she has a criteria. I don't even think it's anything wrong with it. That's why I say it in jest. From what I heard, I actually like Island Gal. Cute. So I'm not even holding it against her. It's nothing wrong with that. That's part of. Listen, what she's doing is perfectly natural. It's perfectly natural. I'm just pointing it out, but it is perfectly natural. You want to know what else is natural? You sucking in your gut when a pretty woman comes by. Every man here has done that. Period. Don't act like you don't. Don't act like you walk around, you see a bunch of chicks and you and you talk with the leftover air that's in your lungs until they pass and shit. Don't act like you don't do that. I'm pointing out that that's the equivalent to what she's doing. It's men watching. What the fuck? Of course she wants to make sure she's looking nice and, and shit like that. Yes, men do that. You don't see, Tia, hold on. Men do that? Yes, Tia. You don't see a man's actual gut until after he has sex with you. Yes, we do that, and we do it we do it a long period of time. Absolutely. Like after sex and he fell asleep, that's when you see the gut pop out. Somebody said not when I'm maximum fit. I haven't had a 6-pack since the president was black. So yeah. So I suck the shit in.
You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, right? You're unable to listen as much as you are willing to contribute to the conversation. So since you have so much to say, I'm just going to let you do your thing. This is the KA show. Go ahead, Kay.
All right. So let me find the next one. Hold on. Let me go back.
We all grew up on the...
I don't know what a bustier is, but I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that's just a feminine version of that. I'm not, hey, Island Gal, if you listening to this, that's not a shot. We just saying we noticed, Hey, if you hear me sucking my gut, or if you see me in person and you call me out on that, go right ahead and do it. Because, that's
on this episode,
that's just something people do.
To label these women that y'all...
All right, let me find the next one. Hold on, because it's like a bunch of other ones in between. So, all right, this one had 12,000. Let's see. Women staying on code. Okay, so yeah, this is the next in the series.
So,
bustier is to slim the waist and hold up the boobs. Well, I mean, I know that some men wear girdles. I'm not gonna do that shit. If I get old and fat, I'll just be old and fat. I'm not wearing a fucking girdle. I didn't even know they made it for men, but I seen it on Lethal Weapon 1. Danny Glover is gonna live forever, but I seen it on Lethal Weapon 1. And yeah, that's not me. And bustier, listen, I don't care if a woman wears a bustier. Just don't be all Pillsbury with this shit. Listen, if I just unzip it and then like hella shit fall out, god dang. Because then you put me in a position to where I can no longer be polite. Like I done crossed the Rubicon. I can't, I'm not gonna fuck you. Oh, I'm not gonna fuck you. But it's not like when I first meet you. It's not like when I first meet you and I see all the shit that makes me not want to fuck. Like if I see that in the beginning, then I'll just say, do you have a boyfriend or girlfriend? Well, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Thank you, miss. Have a nice day. Like that, but once you lure me into the room and then you take that off and then I'll see. Oh, and don't you dare try to say let's do it with it on. Nope. Then it's like you leave me with no choice.
Are kind of
Listen. There has been time in a woman's life when a man dropped the drawers and they were disappointed at what they seen. I would like to think that at that point, most women are just polite and continue anyway, but you don't get a follow-up. I would like to think that, but I do think that some women are just fucked up and, that's it.
is very independent. So I kind of see where Chantel used to think that we are very independent. That we can do for ourselves. We don't need a man to pay for our bills or do extra stuff that we're unable to do. So I kind of.
Okay, here's the thing. Self-sufficient and independent are two separate things. You could be self-sufficient, but still be dependent on another. The fact that they don't really understand the difference really shows how much they value men. Because they're saying that because I'm self-sufficient, I am independent. I don't really need this particular thing.
See where Chantel's mindset was, because I'm still at that mindset. Like, I'm only really looking for a husband for either a husband to procreate, and if we can build businesses, that's fine. I don't need him to pay bills or do anything that some women are looking for nowadays. I know how to tap into my femininity, though. I know how to be nurturing. So, I mean, I'm not mad about any other women. I don't care because I'm not fucking them.
What do you mean, tap into your femininity? You never tap out of it. When do you tap out of it? See, Superman don't stop being Superman. He's just, when he's Clark Kent, he's just Superman with glasses and a suit on. He don't tap into his Supermanness. What are you, the Incredible Hulk? The richer you are, the feminine I am. You don't tap into it. You just remain it at all times. What, you flare up? Are you Goku? You turn into a super feminine just whenever you feel the need, like, oh, yes, now is an opportunity because this guy, I'm going to tap into my feminine. You don't tap out of it. Ever! Tap into it. I could use superhero analogies all day. Some people just walk around normal and they have to access their superpowers. But you're supposed to be, that's just what you are. Damn it.
So I really don't care. That's why this topic is just so kind of, I don't know.
Shut the fuck up. Like, when you're not talking, interrupting, you're either interrupting with your expressions or you're clapping, or you just maintain proper silence.
So here's the
I'm not a
challenge.
pick me, though. I'm not a pick me.
Yes,
No.
Well, more fool you. More fool you for not being one.
But here's the challenge with what you're saying, Q.
You have two hemispheres to your brain, but they're clearly not understanding the very basic tenet of what Kayla just said. She is not saying.
What does the two hemisphere of the brain has to do with that? That didn't make sense.
That any woman who does whatever is this or that. She's speaking specifically, which is why I brought up the simp situation, so that hopefully you could draw a parallel. But I see that's not working. If we need more scaffold.
Why is she just using words? She's speaking specifically. What? What was she specific about?
I can help you. But she specifically brought up a certain type of woman that does a very specific thing. The same way that you.
Okay, that's what she meant, and it does make sense. I'll give her that. But he was speaking specifically when he said that she met the specific definition that she gave. And neither of you got that.
Brought up, you will bring and have been bringing. Look, he left. Is that cool? Can I just leave whenever I?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Please do.
I'm mad or whatever. But anyway, so the same way that people call a man a simp, it's the exact same thing. You cannot be okay with it when a man is calling another man a simp or a beta or whatever, which Anton is infamous for, but then have a problem when a woman has those same types of standards in terms of women throwing other women under the bus. If a man came on here like, ooh, Kay, I love ya, y'all would call him a simp.
Why would we call him a simp? See, and I granted we do misuse that word, but a man loving a woman doesn't make that man a simp. A man continuing to do for women who openly disrespects him does. So, and here's the thing. Here's why she is confusing the definition. Is because any man who loves you is a simp. Why? Because you're openly hostile and disrespectful to the plurality of men. And if that man were to love you regardless, he would classify him as a simp. Now, let's put Chantel in the same thing, in the same situation. Her dude isn't a simp. Her dude is a wise man that likes sex, submission, and sandwiches. Danika's dude isn't a simp. He's a smart dude that likes sex, submission, and sandwiches. Like, guys that get with pygmies aren't simps because they're pygmies. And if you ain't fucking pygmies, you ain't fucking shit. See, you're misunderstanding definition because you feel that, people label people, the men who are interested in you and treat you a certain way as a simp. And that's because they technically are, because it's you. All right. Michael Graham, thanks a lot. Cash apps and super chats are greatly welcome and appreciated. All right. So Michael Graham says, most women over 30 wear bustiers underwell. Everything and be Pillsbury dough girl after you take it off. I haven't had that happen yet. I've seen a meme when that happened. I haven't, and don't get me wrong, it is a little bit. I haven't come across anything outrageous. Outrageous. The most outrageous transformation that I've come across when I was single and with different women and stuff. The most outrageous is makeup that's just ridiculous. The makeup that's just because then when you see them without it, it's a whole different person, and that's something that you find out after sex. Generally speaking, that's something that you don't really see them without it until afterwards. Sometimes this one chick, um, this one chick, it was a whole face in my pillow. It was like her whole face just rubbed into my pillow. And yeah, so that was too much damn makeup, and she looked different. But her body was banging, so I continued the escapade. I did, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, that's the biggest one. Now, as far as like just immediate dismissals, there are a ton of those, and I feel sorry for the brothers who because I stopped. But to the brothers who still do online dating, hey, my heart goes out to you because I'm not saying don't do it, but those women hardly ever look like they pictures. I mean, almost never, ever, ever. I do not trust a picture for shit. All right, let me read some responses. Yeah, but it's tentative. I'll tell you privately why it's tentative, but yeah, we are going through problems. Um, and it has nothing to do with her dark skinnedness. But if you're asking, am I still with the African girl? Technically, yes. And so, what's the thing? I don't Instagram or I don't Facebook or something, but I know that there's a field that says it's complicated. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It's complicated. So, shout out to you. Thanks for coming through. All right. Let's see what Ruby has to say. Well, that I think the definition that you use is actually just a good man. The women who fakes it for male attention and to hook a man is a pikmi, and once she traps him, she reverts. Then at that point, she's no longer a pikmi because she's not maintaining her pick. And you see, if you think my definition of simp, so you feel that a woman has the right or ability to disrespect a man? And a man should remain in a relationship with a disrespectful woman? Because that's what a simp is. Not only does he pursue women who are disrespectful to him, he pursues women who are disrespectful to the plurality of men. So you think that is wait, my bad. I misread you. Okay, hold on. Well, you know that I think the definition that you use is actually just a good one. Okay, my mistake. I read man into that. My mistake. My mistake. So yeah, you're right. And you're also right to point out that there are fake pikmis out there. Now pay attention, fellas. Pay attention. There are fake pikmis, and it is very, very, very difficult to determine a fake pikmi from the real thing. Why? Because women have femininity in them. The thing that we seek in them, they have that innate ability. So it is easy for them to, as she said, tap into it for a nefarious end. That's why so many of these guys get taken to the cleaners in divorce court and stuff like that. They know how to do that. Not every woman is as overt as Kayla and Kay. Now, I talked about this before, and Ruby remembers when I talk about level 2 women or level 2 BFF. We, as regular guys, and when I say regular, I'm saying guys who aren't rich or famous or both. As regular guys, we don't see it as much because they really don't have the motivation to go to that extreme. However, Belle Biv DeVoe says it best in her song Poison. She's so fly, she'll drive you right out of your mind and steal your heart when you're blind. Beware, she's scheming. She'll make you think you're dreaming. You'll fall in love and you'll be screaming, demon. Now, Kayla and Kay do not fit this definition by a long shot. You know, they're not so fly that they'll drive you right out of your mind. So they can't steal your heart when you're blind. You know, they're openly scheming. It's not a scheme when you're overt with it. But beware of those types. I'm going to talk about that more. Right now, just understand that time is the best indicator of that. They can only hold their true nature in for so long. All right, let's continue.
I've seen it happen.
Nope.
Multiple times in multiple places.
Nope.
So let's just not be unfair. And this is why people don't like to follow certain people. And I'm not saying anybody specifically here, but it's just a bigger issue in terms of the fact that, like, people don't even believe what they think they believe. You don't even believe it. Because if you believed it, you would completely understand what Kayla was saying, because that's the exact same thing that will propagate when they talk about this whole simp beta situation. She's doing the exact same thing, but y'all don't like it because it's her. That's a problem. Please be more objective, and less emotional.
Okay. Q, why are so many?
What did he say or do that was emotional?
Many women upset about the push for femininity.
I'm gonna say this. I can answer this question. I don't even know women that are upset about that movement. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't answer this question. I don't know too much about it.
I know you're not shaking your
I
head.
just looked up mixed.
What is this? What is this? There's a malfunction in the sisterhood hive mind brain. Like, so if you go back a little bit, you notice that one is shaking her head yes, while the other is shaking her head no. What the hell is that?
Q, why are so many women upset about the push for femininity?
I'm gonna say this. I can answer this question. I don't even know women that are upset about that movement. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't answer this question. I don't know too much about it.
I know you're not shaking your
I
head.
just looked up mixed. I just looked at the definition to make
I
sure
know
what
you're not
femininity
shaking.
was.
Me?
I was a little confused.
Hold on, keep talking.
So I can't answer this question. So we can go on to the next caller, Antoine.
Anton.
Okay, so the thing is about it, right, is that, for an example, Chantel, and Chantel's in the chat, shout out to you. Okay? Okay. There are women that.
Oh my God. Oh crap, y'all didn't tell me that the screen wasn't being shared. My bad. All right. Well, it's the perfect time to come back. Here, I'll go back 30 seconds and then I'll just play it. But it's the perfect time to come back. I'm going to point something out to y'all. Yeah, y'all got to tell me stuff like that.
That are.
I just looked at the definition to make
I
sure
know
what
you're not
femininity was.
Me?
I was a little confused.
Hold on, keep talking.
So, question, I don't know too much about it.
I know you're not shaking your
I
head.
just looked up mixed. I just looked at the definition to make
I
sure
know
what
you're not
femininity
shaking.
was.
Me?
I was a little confused.
Hold on, keep talking.
So I can't answer this question. So we can go on to the next caller, Antoine.
Anton.
Okay, so the thing is about it, right, is that, for an example, Chantel, and Chantel's in the chat, shout out to you. Okay? Okay.
So she went away and came back with food in her mouth. I'm going to play them. I'm going to show you that again. That was interesting.
For an example.
So we can go on to the next caller, Antoine.
Anton.
Okay, so the thing is about it, right, is that, for an example, Chantel, and Chantel's in the chat, shout out to you.
So she goes away. She goes away for a second.
Okay.
And then comes back with what appears to be food. Now, all humans eat. This is no shade. I'm just pointing out that this is something that's interesting that's happening. Like, you know something? I need a snack. Okay.
There are women that are upset, right? I won't say that they're upset. Some women are upset, but some women get irritated by the fact that they're just tired of hearing it. And to me, I feel as though that it's not happening. That that men like women that show that they are in a feminine role. They really do. And I think that some women are starting to understand that some women are making the changes, as Chantel said in the on you guys live, that she was one of those people that was.
Why are they shaking their head yes, like they agree with Chantel, and after calling her a Pickme and all kind of stuff? It's NaNa envy.
Basically, I don't need
as it should be. She has the better NaNa. So, of course, you should be envious. But you don't have to bring her down because of it.
Man, and she's changing, but a lot of people don't like the fact that these women are changing. They want women to stay the same way that they are. And I just feel like I'm just trying to understand why are so many women upset. So you mean to tell me that you don't have any issue with what Chantel said? Okay.
No issue. None. She can do whatever she wants. My issue is with thinking that just because whoever just learned about this 2 years ago or 3 years.
God, this is annoying. This is annoying. Listen at them. I don't have any issue. I'm none. I don't have no issue. My issue is, you don't see, you aren't you a psychologist or something like that? You don't see what's wrong with your line of thinking? You don't see what's wrong with the hemisphere of your brain? Or hemispheres? You don't see what's wrong with that? I don't have an issue. No issue. None. My only issue is I'm going to play that again. I'm going to replay that. Women, this is what happens when you don't listen to men. You make all kind of like logical fails like this.
Issue. None. She can do whatever she wants. My issue.
Why are so many women upset? So you mean to tell me that you don't have any issue with what Chantel said? Okay.
No issue. None. She can do whatever she wants. My issue.
I don't have no issues. None. She can do whatever she wants. My issue. Oh, God. Okay, let's hear what your issue is.
Is with thinking that just because whoever just learned about this 2 years ago or 3 years ago or 5 years, whatever, that.
What does that mean? 5 years, it takes less time than that to actually get the degree that y'all so proud of.
What difference does it make when she learns about it?
Huh?
It shouldn't matter when she learned about the fact that she's making a change. But she's making a change. She understands.
That's awesome. I hope that everyone who makes these changes in the 2000s gets everything they want. That's amazing. But
y'all hear the sarcasm? I hope they get everything they want. That's amazing. Don't you want the same thing she wants? And she's telling you how to get them. Everything before the word but is bullshit. That's why that sounded like bullshit.
My thing about it is that not everyone is on that same wavelength in terms of who learned what and when.
That's why she's teaching. to get others on that wavelength.
Never had this thing where I thought like, I want to be back more of a, I just never had that.
What was that? I just never had this thing where and then she just gobbled some nonsense that didn't make sense. Hold on.
I never had this thing where I thought like, I want to be back more of a,
What was that? I want to be back more. So basically, you never wanted to improve yourself. I think what you were saying was better and more. You're saying that never in your life had you had this thing to where you wanted to be better or more. Now, I think because you did improve yourself, at least academically, because you went from the first to second grade, I think that you did actually, but what you really mean to say is that you never had a thing where you wanted to improve yourself for the sake of men. And what I'm saying is more fool you. More fool you. No penis for you. Hurry up and buy.
I just never had that thought process. And so when people come and they have this like,
What thought process?
of just
Being more feminine?
no. The thought process about
Being more feminine?
what is feminine. Well, let's start there. What?
No.
Now, your friend and your sister gave the definition. She gave the traits of a feminine woman. And you're pretending you're being obtuse right now. You know the definition because it was just given to you by your, colleague or whatever. But I'll give it to you again. Traits such as, let's see. I don't want to say nurturance and sensitivity. I'll just say it like, a feminine woman is nurturing. She's sensitive. She's sweet, supportive, gentle, warm, passive, cooperative, expressive, modest, humble, empathetic, affectionate, tender, emotional, and being emotional, but she can be emotional, kind, helpful, devoted. Let's see, and understanding has been okay. Yeah, so that's it. So that's what he's saying. But you're answering a question with a question to avoid the initial question, is what you're doing. But you don't realize how bad that looks. How fucked up are you as a woman if you don't know what femininity is? As a woman, you basically said, what makes a woman a woman? You're asking a man, what makes a woman a woman? Let's listen to this again.
You go ahead.
No. The thought process about
Being more feminine?
what is feminine. Well, let's start there. What?
No. You go ahead.
Okay, so let me answer it.
What? What is feminine? Imagine you're a kid and you ask your father, you have something against fatherhood? What is fatherhood? What? You're a kid and you ask your mother, you have something against motherhood? What is motherhood? What? Say you're an accountant, right? And no, say you have a company and you go to your accountant and he says, wait, what is accounting? What? Or you go to your security guard and he says, wait, what is security? What? You go to your janitor and the janitor says, what is clean? What? You go to your software engineer and he says, wait, what is a computer? What? You go to your army and they say, what is a gun? What? Shows how far you are from your task. And your task is simply being a woman.
We're talking. I'm trying to get a little bit more clarification.
Okay, I will clarify. I'll clarify.
Okay,
What I'm saying is that I don't have this extreme. Women are bad. Men are good. Men are doing the work. Women need to do more. Oh,
This chick, y'all remember what I said before? And shout out to Danica. I know she do it too, but it's funny when she do it. It is actually funny when Island Gal does. No shade at Island Gal. But this chick is glossing it up. So we seen the titties and shit. We seen the whole, let me just adjust my bra and flick my hair and lick my lips. And now she's with the gloss. Now she's with the gloss. This is, oh man, this is spectacular. But she is following the seen, not heard principle. I will give her that. And she's like, okay, if I'm going to be seen, I'm going to be seen as glossy as possible. She actually is behaving in a way that fits the aforementioned definition of femininity. So salute to her.
my goodness, I don't have that because I've never been that woman that's been like, I don't need a man. I've never been that. So I can understand how someone who has been that will come up. And this will just
Wait, I missed that part. I was looking at the gloss. Well, hold on. What did she just say? Here, I'll do it one more time.
men are good. Men are doing the work. Women need to do more. Oh my goodness. I don't have that because I've never been that woman that's been like, I don't need a man. I've never been that.
Okay.
So I can understand how someone who has been that will come up. And this goes just in general. They'll come up and be very like passionate about that, but it's like a pendulum. It swings. So if you were once like extremely like,
What the hell? Why isn't her hand out her sleeve?
passionate about that, but it's like a pendulum. It swings. It swings.
Why is her hand in her shirt? Why is her hand, like, how come her hand is in her sleeve? I don't know what's afoot here. This is some type of bitchcraft, I'm sure, but something strange is happening. Why is her hand, does she have like a handful of bite-sized Snickers? Like, why is her hand in her shirt sleeve? I'm smart. I'm going to think about this. I'm going to think about this. Something is up. There's something going on here.
So if you were once like extremely like, I'm just going to be independent, blah, 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 you swing.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Oh, crap. And ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. Q, Rashida, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. Did she put her hand in her sleeve so the shirt can come off of her left shoulder some? Is that what she's doing? Was this a ploy to show off her shoulder? Because now that her hand pops out of the sleeve, we see less shoulder. So was that what's going on? Here, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so you see the shoulder here, right? I'm guessing, and once again, ladies, tell me if I'm right or wrong, that the reason, hold on.
It's like a pendulum. It swings.
So the reason that the hand was inside the sleeve was to reveal more shoulder.
So if you were once like extremely like,
So hand it. So now she's about to take it out, and then the shoulder disappears.
I'm just gonna be independent, blah blah blah.
Okay, so the hand is out now, and
You
the shoulder,
swing extreme.
the
Like,
shoulder is
man,
regular.
women do everything back. It'll eventually get to the middle where you're reasonable and you're saying, you know what?
Is that what's going on? Is that what's happening here? Interesting.
I understand, like, you know, whatever needs to happen needs to happen. We are in 2021. You know, I'm not catering to what a certain group of people wants to hear. For me, I don't care what anybody wants to hear. Everybody that knows me personally knows that I don't subscribe to any of that. Women and men are exactly the same. I don't think that.
That's good. Then why would you think that calling a man a simp is the same as a woman calling another woman a pikmi? I mean, after all, men and women are different, right? You don't subscribe to the fact that we're the same, right? Yet you equate the two in your arguments.
I've never thought that. My mom never taught me that. My grandma never taught me that. None of that is me. I don't know, but none of that is me.
Could one of the answers to this
Chantel the
question
video?
be?
Chantel was in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
So I can hear by she has a Caribbean accent, right? So we are kind of raised very independent. So I kind of see where Chantel used to think that we are very independent. That we can do for ourselves. We don't need a man to pay for our bills or do extra stuff that
Once again, self-sufficient. Self-sufficient. I'm not going to say plenty. I will say that I've been in the company of enough Caribbean women to know that though they are self-sufficient, they are not independent. Meaning, though they can function as a autonomous unit, they simply choose not to. It is uncommon because doctors are uncommon, but it is, and highly successful women are uncommon, but it is commonly accepted for a woman to be both self-sufficient, highly functioning, doctor, lawyer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and come home and cook for the family. Don't confuse independent with self-sufficient.
we're unable to do. So I kind of see where Chantel's mindset was, because I'm still at that mindset. Like, I'm only really looking for a husband for either a husband to procreate, and if we can build businesses, that's fine. I don't need him to pay bills or do anything.
Yep. I'm only looking for a husband for a husband. So basically, you're looking for somebody to give you sperm and pay bills and open businesses. Yeah, good luck with that.
Anything that some women are looking for nowadays. I know how to tap into my femininity, though. I know how to be nurturing.
This is what happens when a chick is tapping into her femininity. This is a way to look for level twos.
So, I mean, I'm not mad about any other women. I don't care because I'm not fucking them. So I really don't care. That's why this topic is just so kind of, I don't know.
So here's
I hate the people that hop on panels to say that they don't care about something. I'm going to do that. Next time Mace has a sports panel, I'm just going to hop on there, get on the panel, and say, yeah, I'm here because I don't care about sports. Jesus Christ. All right. So let me look. I think the next one is the one that Chantel actually comes on. All right. So bear with me. Fair use. Oh, dang. Somebody's complimenting something Ruby said. So I'll read it while I go to the next one. Hold on. All right. Okay, so this one is entitled Anton says women get mad when their sister, when the sister code is broken. All right.
On this episode of The Peace, Let's Talk.
I want to show y'all something. Is this chick doing her hair? Now it's getting to the point where it's just like troublesome. Now it's getting troublesome. All right.
Oh, it's happening from other women. And they only get this label from women that used to rock with them. They never had a criticism. They never held them accountable and said that, girl, you need to be doing this or this differently in order to get a man when she was by herself along with her friends. But then they automatically start to have a problem with her and her femininity, and she's shutting up and all of this. Like, look at how Kayla defined femininity. Her 3 points in defining femininity, she didn't define it the way that men look at it. She didn't highlight it the way that men look at it. She highlighted it from the perspective of other women that will call another woman a Pickme. So if you really want to know the answer to the question, that's the reality of it. Is because they're breaking away from the sister code and they're getting results, and they don't like that because either you're going to do it our way or you're not going to do it no way at all. And they're not going to admit it to you like that. But the reality...
Get him! Get him! You know something? I don't know this dude, but I like this dude. So far. But get him! Because he says exactly what my brain says he should say.
Is that these chicks is mad at other chicks because they're getting results. That's the truth.
Number one, what you identified and kind of locked into as, you know, relating from an island girl perspective, right? It's not just unique to the island, because guess what? Western modern Black women are taught the exact same thing, right? Go out here, get your education, be self-sufficient, put yourself in a position where you don't need a man, right?
Why do you think that that's taught?
So I mean, and I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, okay? I really don't. If you
I don't
go
know,
down,
man. I'm just saying.
All right. Hold on, let me So Ruby said something I'm gonna respond to. Kay isn't a hateful woman. I wouldn't call her hateful. I'm just saying she's part of the sisterhood. She's protecting the sisterhood. She's the type who desperately wants a super masculine man to tame her. She wants her inner woman to be totally dominated into submission by his inner man. Trust. I believe you. Here's the problem. What do you get afterwards? I repeat, what do you get afterwards? And this is to the men who tames her. Some women are worth taming. Others aren't. You see, say you have a stallion, right? A wild stallion. And you want to tame this wild stallion. So all the cowboys, they hop on and they attempt to tame it, and they like, okay, once it's tamed, it'll make a good stallion. But some people are just a mule. And it really is like, okay, you're a wild mule, just go and be in the wild. What's the point? I don't want a mule that bad. You and the reason why she wants to be tamed is because she wants to feel the same value. She wants to feel value. She appreciates the male effort in taming her. But you actually have to be valuable. And I'm not going to say what it is, but y'all know what it is. Like, if you're going to tame somebody, if you are going to tame somebody with your penis, then why not be the stallion? Why not tame the stallion? And see, here's the thing. Here's what you must also know, is that brothers, when it comes, at least for me, I'm just going to speak for myself in this, but I get the feeling that a large majority of men feel the same way. It's not the journey, it's the destination. Meaning, it's not the process of taming a woman. It's being with the tamed woman. And here's the thing, because even when a woman is tamed, even when a woman is aware of her submission, she's already tamed. She comes to you tamed. You still have to train her to your desire. So even if you are a journeyman, you are a man in seek of a journey or a challenge or something, the challenge is teaching her how to properly submit to you. Getting her to submit is an unnecessary challenge. And in a very real way, it's an unworthy challenge. It's the destination, not the journey. All right, so Brother True, thanks a lot, brother. He says, tap into my femininity equals ha. This isn't even my final form. So you're saying like they're like sale or something? Yeah, no, it's true. They're basically saying that they are bipolar. And they're going to switch into the personality that you like in order to get sperm and resources.
Wait. Before I answer, if we go down that and I answer, do we come to a resolve at the end of it?
Yeah.
Before I go down this.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes. I really want to have this, especially.
So you want my opinion on why we're at this place?
Yep.
Because
why do you?
Listen, as we've discussed before, plenty of times between the baby boomers
Mm-hmm.
and Generation X,
Mm-hmm.
those parents taught their children. They didn't want their children to end up how they did, right? So they raised their girls,
Mm-hmm.
right? This whole stigma, and I'm talking specifically about Black community
Mm-hmm.
that birth modern Black women.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still following me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm asking, okay? I'm just asking.
You don't have to patronize me.
I promise you, I'm not. I'm just asking.
Don't make me pull up.
Patronize or patronize?
I can't give me great. Let him finish.
I'm just playing.
I'm
kidding. I'm playing, obviously.
You pull up out here if you want to. So the Generation X and the baby boomers raised their daughters in particular. Get out here. You don't need a man. Go get your education. It's more encouraged for women to go to school, get their education, seek their career. Right now, I think Kayla was saying.
Why did that start though? That was the question.
What do you mean? It's single motherism?
No. Why did it start that? Are we talking about Black people specifically?
Yeah.
Okay. So why did it start for Black women to start being these heads of households? Why did that happen? What was because it wasn't always that way, right?
I agree that it wasn't always that.
So what
way.
what was the catalyst for change?
Well, maybe I'm missing the point. So maybe you could feed it to me. What was the catalyst in your opinion?
No, I'm asking you.
Yeah, but I'm asking. I'm conceding that I may not know, or maybe I'm missing your point. So maybe you have insight. So I concede the point, right? I'm gonna ask you.
What's that smell about? I concede the point, and she's like, "Oh yes, surrender."
What
I
do
see
you
you
think?
doing a little gambit move.
I'm just asking you. What do
I see
you
you
think?
suiciding the queen.
Okay.
What in the hell? What is she talking about? And why is her shoulder out again? So somewhere in this during the conversation, in this chick with the hair, somewhere during the conversation, she put her hand in her sleeve again. Oh, is that what it is? She flirting with that nigga. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Excuse me. She's flirting with the brother. All due respect. Apologies, bro.
Okay.
But
What do you think the catalyst was?
so I think that, you know, the times that we like to romanticize from the past, that I'm sure you've all heard, oh, in the 1950s and the 60s, whatever. That was cool. But there was a whole like specific situation that happened in terms of Black men, you know, a couple of decades after that, in terms of the criminal justice system, in terms of just the way education is done, in terms of a lot.
The way education is done? Well, I see how education was done to you.
Lot of things, and all of these created a need for Black women to step up. What else would have happened if there was a family where the man is no longer there and he was usually the breadwinner, the, you know, whatever, the leader? If he's no longer there,
Nope.
then what should anyone do? There has to be someone step.
Okay, so we all heard this argument that, you know, we had to be strong, independent, or else Thanos would kick our ass. We just had to. We just had to. That's bullshit. Your friend, this Kayla chick, on a previous show said, you know, things have changed for the better. We no longer need men, therefore we could demand more from them. They're upset at the change for the better. Y'all didn't need to. Y'all wanted to. Y'all think that this is a better place to be. And then why does she say decades later? So basically she's saying that, you know, we as women have changed. We stepped up, quote unquote. We stepped up, and then decades later, the man stepped down. So why did you step up in the first place? If, you know, if the problem that you created a solution for didn't come until decades after the solution, the problem seemed to came after the solution. That's not weird to you? Can't stand bullshitters.
Stepping up.
Hey, that point doesn't stand.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
How does that point not
You're going on a
stand?
rabbit hole.
So we don't care about mass incarceration.
Yeah.
We don't care about rape.
Ah, Christ. Ah, Christ. We don't care about mass incarceration. This is a deflection if I ever heard one. You want to see mass incarceration? I want you to go to the LaQuint Dickey Mine Incorporated. Nah, that was during slavery. But so here's the thing. Mass incarceration existed like the day after slavery. They're like, we can't legally enslave you, but we can legally arrest you. We can incarcerate you and force labor into you the same way we did during slavery. We can do that. So, but yet Black families existed even during an era of mass incarceration. No, y'all pulled this bullshit in order to get you better dick. And guess what? You got worse. Why? Because your vagina is empty right now. It's empty. That's your vagina. It's empty. You just wanted these opportunities to leverage bigger dicks. And you wound up with none. That is the plight of you.
Because, we don't care about the criminal justice. We don't care about
Just
any of
5
that.
seconds, bro. Just mute her.
That's why I asked before I went
Please.
down there.
So here's the thing. Before we get too far off track, the reality is that nobody is truly answering the question. Nobody has answered the question at all, not even a little bit.
Well, I hate to go against you, brother. Peonage is elite. Peonage is debtor's prison. It's debtor's prison, which is illegal here, except in the case of child support. Nah, this is just grabbing niggas and making them work in a fucking LaQuint Dickey Mining Corporation. Let me look it up. I could be wrong. And if so, then you're right. All right, but hold on. Yeah, debt slavery. Yeah, that's illegal. That's illegal, but they just find other ways to fuck with you. So that's always been a problem, but this new phenomenon of greedy dick bitches is something that y'all made up out of air and fake hair.
The reality is that women are upset about the push for femininity from other women because they're breaking away from their victim Olympics and sisterhood and getting the results.
Get him. Yeah, I do like this guy. Get him.
Single day, we see. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate it. Every single day, we see women jump on these platforms and whine about the fact that they do not have a man, that they can't find a man, they can't find a man that want to align.
So, yeah. So it's debt prison. Dane, if debt prison was legal, all these chicks would be slaves to Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae would have all these chicks outside picking tobacco for the rest of their life.
With them, they want the top 10% of men, but they understand that their sexual marketplace value continues to go down as they get older. They break away from the sister code and then they align with men in order to get the results that they want. And in order for them to do that, right, because there's some work that has to be done. They have to deprogram themselves from thinking a certain type of way. And in order to do that, you're going to lose friends, right? You're not going to be able to kick it with your homegirls as much because there's going to be a man. If you want this certain type of guy, you're going to have to subject yourself to thinking a certain type of way. You're going to have to break away from your homegirls in order to get that because your homegirls is thinking toxic. They're not getting the results that they want. And then that's when they start labeling you a pickmisha and all these other type of things because then you become the thing that men truly want. And then what they
get them. Now look, they're trying to distract with their body language. Like she's trying to appear that as if what he's saying is boring, and she's trying to appear as what he is saying is laughable. And Chantel is politely waiting for her turn to talk. You see how much of a better woman she is? You see how better at being a woman she is? Now, I'm going to go to the why is this? Damn it. Hold on. Annoying people. Oh, maybe that's a cash app. Hold on. I got to keep my phone out to look for cash apps, but then get some annoying people. All right. Anyway, damn it. I gotta let me go to the definition of feminine, and then we're going to look at Chantel's behavior. Ah, crap! I lost it because I looked up feminine. I looked up peonage. Never mind. Y'all remember what it was.
say is that, well, those women aren't happy anyway, when the reality is that they are. The majority of women that are winning are quiet. And then the ones that truly that start to speak up, they get silenced. Not by other men, but by other women. Other women come from them because you don't see no guys calling these chicks pikmishas. You only see it from women.
You just see them not marrying.
Thank you, Kay. Thank you. I
are
appreciate
not
it.
married.
Thank you, Kay. I appreciate it. I want to get my 5 seconds off. This is happening from other women, and they only get this label from women that used to rock with them. They never had a criticism. They never held them accountable and said that, what girl, you need to be doing this or this differently in order to get a man.
Get
She
him.
was by herself along with her friends.
Get him.
But then they automatically start to have a problem with her and her femininity, and she's shutting up and all of this. Like, look at how Kayla defined femininity. Her 3 points in defining femininity, she didn't define it the way that men look at it. She didn't highlight it the way that men look at it. She highlighted it from the perspective of other women that will call another woman a pikmisha. And so if you really
Get him. Oh, dang. He is killing them. We must be in G5G. He must be a member. By the way, I'm a member of G5G fraternity. He must be a member of G5G. He is just killing them. Dang.
you want to know the answer to the question, that's the reality of it. Is because they're breaking away from the sister code and they're getting results, and they don't like that because either you're going to do it our way or you're not going to do it no way at all. And they're not going to admit it to you like that. But the reality is that these chicks is mad at other chicks because they're getting results. That's the truth.
Anton is killing. I always seen like this of him, but so far this dude is on point. He is just killing them. Y'all ever seen what happens if a cat actually catch a dog? Or no, my bad. Other way around. Y'all ever see what happens if a dog actually, because cats are hard to catch. And sometimes the dog is just barking, but if they actually catch it, I think it'd be that type of ass whooping. That's what I picture. Like it's all bloody and stuff. Like I picture exactly like that. It's like that level of ass whoopery. A swoopery. Whatever you call it. Ass whoopery or a swoopery. I read it. I don't know how to say it though. Let's see. So the next one is the one that she's on. Here we go. Okay.
If I walked.
Okay, Freeman's Journal said, if death prison was legal, Black women would find a way to put Black men, in it to pay off their debts. Absolutely. And of course, the system would allow that because their labor is shit. Listen, let's be clear. Oh, damn it, Flip fell asleep. Let's be clear about what slavery is and how slavery worked. My value is the shit. Your value is shitty. That is how slavery works. Slavery. My value is the shit. Your value is shitty. A man's labor is worth a lot more than a woman's labor. A woman's primary value is to breed more men. Men are the cream of slavery. It's the more valuable thing. Once again, their value is to breed more slaves. So absolutely, they would find a way, both parties would find a way to, get the labors from the man in the situation. So thanks a lot for that. All right. What does Snuggles have to say? So you're trying to tell me you never seen a dog eat a cat? No, no. What the fuck? What kind of slow ass cats do you have in your neighborhood? What kind of fucked up unleashed dogs do you have roaming around eating cats? No, I've never seen that. There's nothing to climb. There's no trees where you're from. There's always an obstacle that a cat avoids the dog. It's like the Road Runner. It's like Jerry on Tom and Jerry. No, I don't see it. Was that commonplace? Did you feed a dog cat? Who's seen that shit? Is it just Snuggles or? Oh my god, dogs usually eat cats in other countries. I don't go to other countries and follow dogs. Your dogs just be throwing up cat collars and stuff like that. Is that what you're telling me? All right, let me share the screen. And Snuggles, you didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing. You seen the dog catch the cat, and you just stood and watched.
On this episode of The Peef, Let's Talk.
You're not married, you can't say anything. How can somebody who's not where I want to be leave me? She's not picked yet because she's not married. Irrelevant. If I walk through the fire, got burned, and I see my fellow black girls walking through the same fire that I walked through, should I just stand there and not say anything just because I'm not married yet?
Oh, she is killing them. She is killing them. I haven't seen a dog eat a cat, but I have seen a pussy just kill another pussy. Damn, she is killing them. Chantel this is just brutal. This reminds me of the Tyson fights of old, where people waste money on a 30-second fight. This is just brutal. Somebody said, look at their face. Look at Kay. She looks like she's like a background member of Thriller, and she's turning into the zombie right now.
And people like you guys, no disrespect, but people like you two are wives or black men aren't lining up to marry them. Straight, no chaser. I'm so sorry if they come off as disrespectful on your platform, La Peef, Anton, Chicago. Shout out to you guys, and I'm so sorry, Island Gal. I don't know you. And
what the hell? What is y'all? Why are y'all stuck on it? Hell, you ain't lived. A dog would bite a cat's head off and drag it around just to eat the head. Is that living? Is that living? Is it living to see that? You're telling me that you seen that happen and you was like, this is the life. You seen a dog drag around a cat's head to eat it later and you was like, this is the life. This is the life. I'm gonna watch Discovery Channel more because sometimes I see interesting stuff. Not that, but sometimes I do see interesting stuff like that.
you know, Kay and Kayla from Monday, just like straight up, look in the mirror, man, and do some work, because from Monday's conversation, we shouldn't even be having name calling, talking about picnics or anything. Like, come on, it's disgraceful, it's embarrassing. We need to do better as Black women.
Have results. How many of
Get them. Chantel is killing them.
these people? In fact, of all the ones I can think of, none of them.
Well, so hold on, let me take
None.
Let me
If that's the result we're looking for.
let me take this one. The
All right, we're gonna go to Kayla.
What's going on, Chantel?
Chantel,
Hey guys.
I liked your show the other day.
Thank you.
So the pick me shit that I was speaking about, are pickmicious because they're not picked. I don't know what like y'all have a misconception of the definition of pickmisha. That's why the first thing I said is the difference between women that are, when I was growing up, it was about getting chose, it was about meeting your match, you know. When I'm talking about a pickmisha, I'm literally talking about someone that is not picked, that is trying to get picked. They're literally the female.
No, you're not. No, you're not. This is your way to throw shade at Chantel for not being married. Period. Because before you said a pickmisha is somebody who's willing to throw another woman under the bus. Y'all remember that when I was like, she's not seeing the irony of it because she was using the word to throw another woman under the bus? Y'all remember that. Now the definition is a woman who's single and not being. So the definition of pick me is not being picked? Get the fuck out of here. Stop lying to yourself and stop lying to Chantel. This is your way to throw shade from the safety of the internet. However, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Hold on. I gotta look for it. Is it this one? Hold on. Just bear with me for a second. Hold on, fellas, ladies. Give me just 1 second. Y'all gonna thank me for the wait when I show y'all what I'm gonna show y'all. Trust me. All right, so it's not that. All right. Let me wait for the commercial to end. See if it's this one. Damn it. See? Watch who you fucking with. Watch who you fucking with. See, this is her workout and shit. Okay? This is her doing lifting and shit. Watch who the fuck you talking to. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. She got woman strength and shit like that because she does pick-me's to maintain a superior booty and all kind of shit like that. Watch your mouth. Damn it. You wind up, and I don't know how strong a woman should be, but you wind up getting outstronged. So not only does she outwit you, I bet you she outstrongs you. Don't get outstronged. Stop fucking with pick-me's. All right, back to the show.
Female simp. They're doing whatever, saying whatever, putting other women down to try to make themselves be more appealing. That's not being feminine. You don't have to do that to be feminine. I don't have to put other women down to make myself seem more feminine.
You just did it.
Be feminine. And then the women that are married, that are feminine, that come
You
in,
literally just did the thing that you said
women,
that you shouldn't do.
that speak to women,
put
give
other
women
women
advice. They hold on.
Put
They
other
speak
women
to
down.
They give women advice. They give women advice from a good place. They speak to women with integrity. They are not putting them down by giving them different things that they are trying to teach them about being more feminine. It's not putting them down though to make themselves look better. They're sharing their experience. So
You
I think
put another woman
the
down
definition of
and
feminine.
tell me that you're not trying. Tell me that you're not trying.
She's still not getting the irony. But notice how she started off saying that, a pick me is somebody that doesn't get picked, but now she's focusing on the putting other women. I mean, no, see, the other shit was just shade. The other shit was just shade. But guess what? She's greater. You have to be a pick me before getting picked by a proper pal, period. Period.
Trying to get picked by a man.
Tell me you're talking while I was talking, so I didn't hear that.
No. Tell me you're not trying to get picked by a man.
Let us cook.
I literally, you're talking while I'm talking, so it's like, did you hear
Okay, I
anything I
apologize. Please answer the question when you get done.
What do you want to know now, since you're not responding?
Are you not trying to get picked by a man?
Like I said, trying to get chose. Of course, you want to be. Everybody wants to be chosen, but I don't need to do pick.
Dude, are you restreaming somebody's live chat to cast shade on people? I want to. Well, that's part of it, yes. Another part is I'm pointing out the difference. I'm using it to observe people's behavior, just like you observe a dog eating a cat's head. This is my science. It's social.
Nisha behavior to get chosen. I don't.
So you agree that you're trying to get chosen by a man, right?
To make myself.
She said, I don't need pick Misha behavior to get chosen. You need something. You need something. Everything you have done in your entire life has led you to an empty vagina. It has. It's led you to an empty vagina. So try something new. Chantel has tried something new. You refuse to do that. More fool you. I don't have to do these things to get picked. Well, doing what you were doing didn't get you picked, did it? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that finger. Look at that finger. Look at that finger. See, that's the thumb. That's the index finger. That's the middle finger. And that is the what finger? That's the what finger? That's the empty finger. That's the empty finger. Why? Because your methods haven't worked. And you've been trying those methods for however fucking old you are. Chantel just started this new path. You've been down this path for forever. For forever. The definition of insanity is to attempt the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. Chantel changed what she was trying, and soon she will get different results, I'm sure.
Look better. I don't have to do that.
Hold on, so y'all start making a point. Let me go to Chantel.
Wait, hold on, JR. Stop. Hold on, bro. Just give me 1 second. So you agree that you're trying to get chosen by a man, right? I just want to be clear.
You heard me. I spoke English.
So you say yes. Okay, cool.
Did you even answer that question? Hold on.
Are you not trying to get picked by a man?
Like I said, trying to get chose, of course.
So you didn't answer the question. And then when he asked the question again, you said, I spoke English, but you didn't speak the English of yes or no.
You want to be chosen. Everybody wants to be chosen. But I don't need to do pick Nisha behavior to get chosen.
Yes, you do.
So you agree that you're trying to get...
Yes, you do.
Chosen by a man, right?
To make myself look better. I don't have to do that.
Hold on, so y'all start making a point. Let me go to Chantel.
Wait, hold on, JR. Stop. Hold on, bro. Just give me 1 second. So you agree that you're trying to get chosen by a man, right? I just want to be clear.
You heard me. I spoke English.
So you say yes. Okay, cool. And you just put other women down by calling them pikmishas, correct?
Oh my God.
Yes or no?
Like, no. I called out behavior. I called out behavior that's not okay. Just like when you call out simp behavior. I called out behavior that's not okay. I don't like simp.
According to what you just defined a pikmisha is.
I don't like any kind of simp. including female simps, which are pick-me, period.
A woman who wants to get picked is a female simp. So I guess a man who's attracted to women is what? You see, this is ridiculous.
According to what you just defined a pick-me-sha as, you are very much the definition of it.
What? That doesn't even make
You
sense.
are the definition.
When have I ever put women down? Like for
You
when have
just
I
did
ever-
it.
Oh my God, I'm calling out a behavior that women are doing that's toxic. That doesn't even make sense. That's not you calling out something that's toxic. Like, but you're acting like I'm just like
You
randomly
don't
talking
think
shit
that
about
what
women.
you're doing
I'm not
and what
randomly
you feel was
talking
toxic
I'm not
towards other
talking
women?
shit by calling out toxic behavior. It's not personal. I'm calling out a behavior. I'm not calling out somebody personally like I'm talking shit about somebody. And you know that. You're very intelligent.
By
You know
calling a
that.
chick a pick-me-sha, you're not talking. Okay.
Bro, as someone that sit up here that clearly calls men simps, like what are you
I
saying?
do.
What are you
But here's the difference. The difference
They're
between
the
me and you.
same. One
the
is
difference
female,
between
one
me
is
and
male.
you-
They're the same.
The difference between me and you is that I'm man enough to admit that I'm doing it. I'm not gonna sit here and go around the world and act like it don't happen. I'm willing to own what I am, and you acting like you're not doing it just to try to make your point. You're drowning yourself more, and you're making yourself look more like a hypocrite.
But
I
I'm
can
not.
own. I can own when I say what I.
are.
You
For
can't,
talking
and
about
that's the
simps and then
difference.
getting up here,
That's the difference.
wasting our time talking about me talking about pick-me-shas. Who cares? We don't like pick-me-shas. We don't like simps. Who cares? Like for real?
Yeah, let it out. Let it out. No.
I hate it when people say, who cares on this standing topic? This chick and her titties. What the fuck? What the fuck? All right, Island Girl. Now it seems like you just came to bring titties to the conversation. Honestly.
Don't retreat now.
Dude,
Let it all out.
Who cares? I don't like pick-me-shas. I don't like simps. Why are we spending our energy on
Let me get to Chantel. But before I do, shout out to Jonathan Barreville for the $100 super chat. All right, Chantel, welcome to the show. I know you've been listening. What are your thoughts?
I've been listening. Oh, good night, guys. I'm so sorry. Good night, Tana. Hey, everyone. I've been listening on and off because of.
Don't say hey. Don't say hey. Don't sit there and pretend like you regular woman. You see how she waited her turn? She waited till she was called upon. She waited till she was spoken to, and then she spoke. And she apologized for not addressing everyone, and then she commits to addressing everyone, and then you give a false platitude, hey, like you normal woman trying to be regular feminine. Get the fuck out of here. You got to do more, whatever exercise that was, before you can even be close to Chantel's level.
She also dinner. I'm sorry I can't camel. But you know what I find interesting is that in a conversation we're talking about femininity, the term "pick me" comes up. As I said on Monday, it seems as though a lot of Black women in our community lack self-awareness, and we all know misery love company. A lot of women think that.
Hold on. Shout out to JB. I'm gonna give it a read, even though they didn't want to interrupt, and rightly so to do so. But I will.
And
so,
we all know misery love company. A lot of women think that they are feminine without even knowing the characteristics or traits of femininity, and then
get them, because she gave her own 3-word definition, of what femininity is, and it had nothing to do with the regular stuff.
Someone was to point it out.
And one of those tenets of femininity was let somebody disrespect you.
And names get thrown, shaming words get thrown. Because I don't understand how me just becoming the best version of myself, trying to be the best version of myself, and sharing my story, the influence the term "pick me." And then we're gonna front and act as though the term wasn't thrown out there to be shameful, to be a shameful tactic. I mean, it's time for us to stop, hiding behind whatever we're gonna say and just stay straightforward. And then also to just let people be. If I'm trying to be the best version of myself by looking within, saying, how can I be better? How can I work with a man? How can I change what I have to change because I didn't get my desired results? It doesn't matter if I'm married or not. I didn't get my desired results at 30. Why are y'all up in there in your feelings about, and I'm so sorry, my accent probably don't start coming out strong. I'm so sorry, but why y'all up in there in your feelings just because of how I choose to live my life and then what I choose to talk about on my platform?
She's getting them. She is getting them.
And to say, oh, if you don't want to be feminine, don't be feminine. Stay in your masculinity, even though you probably don't lack self-awareness to realize how masculine the energy that you're giving off is. Stay in that energy. Do you? And I've never once tried to convince people to go a different route or to change their mind. I just share a different perspective. And then to be sharing that perspective, to be sharing my journey, the mistakes I've made on my path.
Y'all see this? Y'all see this bullshit? Y'all see this bullshit? You see, this is when they are trying to slurp off of another woman's vagina. See, this is embracing the new alpha and trying to slurp off of her vagina. What's Beyonce's sister's name? Shit. What's her sister name? Tell me in the chat. What's Beyonce's sister's name? You want to know what Beyonce's sister name is? Beyonce's sister. You see, she is the lesser person of the two. Solange, thank you. She is the lesser person of the two. Solange is a very pretty woman, and then Beyonce walks into the room. And that is the one that steals the show. She is the lesser person. However, I'd fuck her mainly because of her looks, but also to say I fuck Beyonce's sister. You see, she is. Listen to where I'm going with this. Listen to where I'm going with this. Chantel is the feminine one of the group. She is the most feminine of the group. It's commonly known and understood and accepted and embraced. So she is nodding her head in agreement because she knows that by agreeing with the superior feminine, she looks more feminine. That is it. That's why she's nodding her head in agreement with Chantel when just a week ago, she was all Pickme and shit. Now you like, yeah, You see, I can agree with feminine women, which makes me feminine by proxy. Bitch! No. You have to do stuff. This isn't, you don't just earn the right to sip off of her femininity. Bullshit. Nope. You got to do stuff. You got to wash her car. You have to wash her car. You have to take the gravel out of the tread of the wheels. Every now and again, you have to go to her house like AAA if she gets a flat. You have to do stuff. You have to pledge. You have to get hazed like sorority women and stuff like that. You got to clean her fish tank. You got to vacuum. You got to do stuff. Toilet and what's that called? Easy off. You got to take the easy off to her oven and wipe it. But the parts that can't be wiped, the stuff that the chemical easy off don't get, you gotta scrub. You have to earn. You can't just nod in agreement and say, oh, I'm feminine, I'm something like her. You're nothing like it. You're nothing like it. Step it up. Step it up and do better. And by step it up, this is what I mean. Hold on. I'm gonna show you what I mean when I say step it up. See, that is what I mean. You have to step it up. You have to continue to step. in order to do that. You don't get her credit just by shaking your head one time. You got to step, and you got to step and step and step. That's what you got to do. You see her stepping, that's you. You need to step. Think you can get credit just for a simple head? No, step, and keep stepping. Chantel came to this realization 3 years ago, and she's been stepping ever since. You need to step. Not in your goddamn head in basic agreements. Step it up.
Hannah, on my platform, I need to get pushback. Oh, you're not married, you can't say anything. How can somebody who's not where I want to be leave me? She's not picked yet because she's not married. Irrelevant. If I walk through the fire, got burned, and I see my fellow black girls walking through the same fire that I walked through, should I just stand there and not say anything just because I'm not married yet? And people like you guys, no disrespect, but people like you two are wives or black men aren't lining up to marry. Straight. No chick.
Ah, get him. Get him. Tell us what you really think. Get him.
So I'm so sorry if they come up as disrespectful on your platform, Latif, Anton, Chicago. Shout out to you guys, and
y'all still see how apologetic she is.
So sorry, Island Gal. I don't know you. I know Kay and Kayla from Monday. Just like straight up, look in the mirror, man, and do some work, because from Monday's conversation, we shouldn't even be having name calling, talking about pickmes or anything. Like, come on, it's disgraceful, it's embarrassing. We need to do better as black women.
Oh, dang, she is killing them. She is killing them. She's treating them like that workout machine. She's just like stepping on their head, like over and over again, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man.
We all grew up on the joys of family.
On this episode of Latif, Let's Talk.
Speak if you don't have any other.
Really don't need your help. This is Anton talking. Let's be clear. I am the top dog. There is no more. There is no more.
I am the top dog.
I'm the top dog.
Well, I guess top dogs are the ones that walk around with cat heads. Like, I don't know. Hold on, let me see what y'all talking about in the feed. Okay, that's good. All right, let's see. Whatever happened to Romeo and Juliet, you know? Hey, I saw you. Flip vehicles, so we got married. Whatever happened to Romeo and Juliet is they died. They died. That's what happened to Romeo and Juliet. They died. But I get your analogy. Here's the thing. Here's the difference between Romeo and Juliet. And here's the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet. And I know there's some Shakespeare. I think Ruby is one of them. I know there's some, Shakespeare heads in here, but I interpret things different. The thing about Romeo and Juliet is that the reason why Romeo and Juliet is tragic is because even though they both began in their masculine and feminine, and that is what attracted them to each other, Romeo stepped out of his masculine in order to be with Juliet. He had a masculine responsibility to defend his family's honor in the face of Tybalt. He had a masculine obligation to do so. When he stepped down and Mercutio stepped in, that was the beginning of the tragedy. You can't step out of your masculine or feminine to serve a selfish purpose. If so, you will be cursed. Now, the plurality of Black women are suffering the curse of stepping out of their feminine. See, this would have never happened if Juliet was a masculine, modern bitch. Romeo wouldn't have cared about her. And they would have had their own set of problems. You cannot step out of your masculinity and you cannot step out of your femininity without consequences. And Romeo and Juliet experienced the consequences. And the chicks on this panel right now are experiencing the consequences of stepping out their femininity. I'm not getting me a goddamn sandwich. There's consequences for that. And they're suffering the consequence of empty vagina.
Just because occasionally I have to acknowledge myself.
Occasionally, it's like every week. But anyway,
Wait, I'm
I
confused
just
though.
Simmer down, family. Simmer down.
Because when I was watching y'all show Monday, right, and Chantel was saying like of the particular women that she hang around. I think she was asked like how many women that she hangs around share that mindset, and I think she said 95%. And the question came back at her, well, what are you doing around these women? So I have to ask, Kayla, like if you're saying you're in these rooms with these women.
Wait, I think I'm missing an episode. Hold on.
You experience these.
Hold on. I think I skipped it because Chantel is not in this one and she didn't leave from the last one. So let me go back. I skipped an episode. While I do that, let's see. Femininity will separate the good from the strag. True. Feminine women will have choices, while skags won't. Pikmis with choices. Yeah. Well, Pikmis have choices, absolutely. They have more. Listen, every woman with a vagina has a full inbox and they just think that they're doing something right. I have to be doing something right because men want to fuck me. Is that how you measure your femininity? By the amount of men that want to fuck them? A cat shouldn't measure its cathood by the number of dogs that want to eat them. You think your value in giving men sexual pleasure is enough? Nope. That does not make a feminine woman mate. It doesn't. The qualities listed is the qualities required. Here, let me go back some.
Situation with.
By the way, I'm still
spending way too much time dealing.
I'm still doing movie night tonight. It's after the show. Tonight's movie is what's the name of tonight's movie? Idiocracy. I was watching this and I was thinking Idiocracy with a follow-up movie of The Mac, which took place in my hometown. So Idiocracy followed by The Mac. All right. So somebody, if you will, put the link in the chat room. And hold on, so it says schools later. I was on the panel, so oh no, this is the next one. Maybe they just put it out of order. All right, so I'm gonna just do this, and then I may do one more. Oh, y'all see this? Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Yeah, see? See? We got one of those here. We got one of those here. You're playing checkers on a chessboard. Young lady, you are playing checkers on a chessboard. Don't. You'll lose. And don't say king me either when you do. Okay? I got a feeling your black male's idea about black women femininity and happiness don't include the American dream. A black woman's femininity is a means to achieve the American dream. Chantel is saying, don't make the mistake I did because I did not achieve the American dream. Because I wasn't a part of my black woman's femininity. This is a woman trying to achieve the American dream. None of the chicks on the panel has. She's telling them how to do it and how to go about doing it. Now, how do you achieve the American dream, Kender? I tell you how. Becoming the most sexually appealing version of yourself, submitting, sucking my penis, and give me a sandwich. These are the steps that it takes for you to achieve the American dream. You want a house with a windowsill on it? Then you put a pie. You bake a pie and you put it on that windowsill. I want to smell it. I want to smell it on the window. Well, with no flies and shit, I want to smell it on the windowsill. When I come home, I want to smell it. Lemon meringue. I want to smell it. Peach cobbler. I want to smell it. That's the American dream. You do that. You bake me pie. God damn it. Sick of this shit.
Sorry if they come off as disrespectful on your platform, Lapiz, Anton, Chicago.
Ain't this a bitch? Listen, I have one. I have one. What I don't have is a windowsill. Okay? I don't have a windowsill. So you find someplace else to put it on, or just put it on the outside table that I sometimes play dominoes with the neighbors with. But I want it cooled outside. I want it cooled outside. Tell me what to do. That is what I do. You do your part, and that is suck my penis, get my sandwich, and put a lemon meringue pie on the goddamn windowsill. Sick of this. This is not Calculus 3. You want to know how I know? Because I took Calculus 3 and it's not it. Damn it. This is pie recipes. Simple shit. I never sucked a dick, but it don't look that hard. Suck it! Stop making petty excuses, too. If I was 19 years old and a non-homeowner working at Applebee's, you suck it and you get the sandwich. Want to hear this shit? The fucking excuses? That's why you're complaining. Like, oh, I'm waiting for you to bite. Shut the fuck up. Until you are in your feminine, I don't want to hear shit. Hold on. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something about you non-feminine chicks. Hold on. Show you that something. This is what I think about y'all. Trying to put criteria. You're just gonna improve the criteria until it goes on until perpetuity. I don't play that crap. I think you could do something. Sure. Here you go. Here you go. Yeah. Here you go. Damn it. You see that? You see that, Kinder? Do you see that? That's you. That's you. That is the curse. That's Celie's curse. You see the way her hand is? You see how ugly she is? That is the curse. That is the curse I put upon you. That is the curse. And that's the curse that Romeo and Juliet suffered from. Okay? Until you do right by me, until you do right by my penis and my belly, then everything you do will fail. Everything you do will fail. And as it has been, your attempts to obtain the American dream doesn't work because my penis and my belly is upset. This is your curse. You have cursed yourself because you have stepped out of your feminine. Yes, until you do right. Yeah. You damn right. Until you do right by my belly and my penis and get me a sandwich, lemon meringue pie, and suck my penis, until you do right by me, you will be cursed. The curse of a black chick with an empty vagina looking at happy white households. And Asian ones. Done with this.
Shout out to you guys, and I'm so sorry, Island Gal, I don't know you. I know Kay and Kayla from Monday. Just like straight up, look in the mirror, man, and do some work, because from Monday's conversation, we shouldn't even be having name calling, talking about pick-me's or anything. Like, come on, it's disgraceful, it's embarrassing. We need to do better as Black women. Any questions or anything before I have to?
And until you do better as Black women, curse. Don't blame me, blame Celie. Cursed. You curse yourself.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with her. I mean, how?
Good. I just want to thank you, Chantel, for doing the thing that Kay wouldn't, and addressing it straight like it should be, without throwing around any of the word salad, without tiptoeing around each other, without staying on code. The truth is the truth, regardless of who tell it. Don't matter if you're a woman, it don't matter if you're a man. The truth is the truth, and so I just want to give you your credit. I haven't actually formally spoken to you yet, so I just want to acknowledge you, Chantel, and say I rock with you. I love your mentality.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And you know what? Let me leave with this. No, but I'm not asking for validation. I'm not asking for anybody to like me, to rock with me, or to be on my side. As I said, I turn on my camera and share my story, and literally that is all I'm doing. If you get offended, if you feel like me becoming the best version of myself is putting you down, that's a personal problem. Go speak with your therapist, go speak with your pastor.
She's killing them. Dang. Why you gotta be so rude? Oh, dang. This is just terrible.
Speak with whoever you want to speak with. I am continuing on my journey of being the best version of myself, and if you interpret that as putting women down, do you, boo? I gotta go. I'm spending time with my family. You have a good.
Hey, and she just ended on that note. Why is this chick doing her hair? She just ended on that note. Like, I gotta go. There's I don't know. I gotta do woman stuff. I gotta do pick me stuff. Oh, she's probably gonna go bake a lemon meringue pie or Jamaican meringue pie or something.
Nice.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's real quiet in here right now. I don't know what the heck going on. Is everybody mic muted?
I get what she's saying because I get what she's saying and I agree with her because there was one time on Clubhouse I was called a pickme, but I was like, you can think whatever you want.
Wait a minute. Needle nose, bug fucker, black boy with a 4-inch dipper. So what if it is? Easier for you to suck. Do you want it bigger? I don't care. It's all the same to me. 4 inches, 9 inches, 12 inches. I don't give a fuck. That's your problem. That's your problem. No matter the size, it's your duty. What? You think I care? You think I care how big my dick is? Fuck you. I mean that. It's not a matter of what goes on in your vagina. Fuck that. I don't care. Why do you care so much? Fuck what you want. About the inches of my penis. Don't let that be an obstacle. Whatever it is, you suck it and you get my sandwich and you get my lemon meringue pie. If it's half the size you want, then you suck it twice as much. Get the fuck out of here.
Just because I say I want to do this to a man, catered to a man, how does me speaking my truth call me a pick me? I'm not trying to fuck nobody in the room, so who am I trying to get picked by? So I agree with her. If I'm speaking my truth, why does me speaking my truth equate to someone or some girl? I don't know where the fuck that term came from. The pick me term, I've only really heard it on Clubhouse. That pick me term irrelevant to me if I'm just telling you the truth and honesty. So I definitely agree with her though.
All right. What about you, Kelly? Y'all have any response?
I think that we're committed to misunderstanding what I'm saying, so it's just not worth we have other topics.
I agree, Kayla.
Because
now she's just running. She's 1,000 miles and running. She probably seen the stepping thing that Chantel was doing earlier. She's like, I don't want none of this. I'm going to just shake my head in agreement. I know that I was out feminine and masculine in the same by the same chick. I don't want none. I don't want none. Yeah. And rightly so.
Literally everything that they're saying that a pikmi is not what a pikmi is.
It's literally
they're literally committed to this, so just let them have it.
Kayla,
it doesn't affect my life either way.
Kayla, I specifically reiterated that was not it. That being feminine, I specifically said like that's not what came.
Whatever it is, whatever definition that y'all constantly change, 1 minute it's, a woman who puts down other women for not being feminine enough. The next minute it is a woman who doesn't have a man. Whatever definition that it is, y'all used it to shame Chantel, who didn't attack you. Period.
Kayla was talking about. Literally, that's not even what I said. I didn't say anything about catering to your man. I didn't say anything about that. I said it don't even matter because it don't matter what I say. Y'all gonna feel how y'all feel.
Be the same.
So feel it.
I heard what you said. You said a pick me person is a girl that puts down women, but there's other definitions of what a pick me is. Because here's another definition: a person who begs for attention, acceptance, and approval of a certain group of different things they say, which are most common what they usually mean. It's not just putting down enough women and other women.
I agree. That's a part of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
part of it
what
too.
if I'm speaking my what if I'm speaking my truth? I'm not saying that my truth is wanting acceptance from a man or attention. Just because Mary doesn't do it, I'm not trying to gain attention. But women kind of turn that, oh no, she's being a pick me because she does this, does that. How? Because I'm speaking the
I
truth.
get that cue.
And just because, yeah, so that's where
Dang, they are just getting bombarded with pick-me's today. They are, well, I'm not calling Island Girl a pick-me, but they're getting bombarded with pick-me ideology today.
and I think that's where Chantel is coming from.
I think you're talking about when
more.
you're. I'm not talking about when you're telling your story, telling your journey about what happened to you, what you learned.
That's all Chantel did. Literally, that's all she did was tell her story, tell her journey.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about at all. When they're talking about seeking attention, you telling your story isn't you seeking attention. Y'all know when y'all like girls, are y'all really telling me y'all don't be around girls or been around a girl ever once that has did the most to try to get attention from the men out of all of us that are sitting here? And
yes, do the most. Do the most and do more. Meaning make me the most lemon meringue pie, meaning get me the most sandwich, it means sucking the most penis. Or my penis the most times. Got chicks in here counting inches and crap. Oh, somebody said something I want to address. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. If a modern woman is not a pick-me, then I want nothing to do with her, and I keep these hoes out of my circle. Hey, read the scrolling banner at the bottom. Read the scrolling banner at the bottom. I agree with you, brother.
and being extra. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you don't need to do all that to do to get you.
It'd be like
to be performing and being all extra. You don't need to do that. Like, to try to make it seem like I want all the attention on me, and oh, she's really not that cute, or telling her business, saying negative things about her. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you telling your story about wanting to cater to a man and be feminine and be a housewife or be with your dude. That's not what I'm talking about. So, but if y'all are committed to thinking that that's what I am, then let's just move on.
Agreed, Kayla.
No, but I agree with you.
Nah, she's just trying to change the definition of pick me to justify her attempting to shame Chantel for it.
And when you're not ready to talk about it no more, we move when the conversation is over and we're not done cooking.
There's nothing.
I'm kind of confused though.
Well, I mean, you can choose not to engage in this particular. No. Hold on, I'm not sure if you're familiar how to speak. Anton holds on for nobody. So let's be clear. The conversation is not until the conversation is fully cooked. If you choose not to participate in it, then we'll talk around you. You can choose to mute yourself.
Are you kind of point here? What's your point? You making a point or not?
All right, simmer down, y'all. Simmer down.
You see how she's just constantly interrupting? Shout out to Melody. Appreciate the super chat. She says, I'm late. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit that like button, please. Let me see what the likes look like. Hold on. Or even start talking again because people act funny with the like button. All right. All right, the likes look good. They always look better, but likes look great. All right, so get it my damn self. All right. All right, let's make it happen.
Rilla can speak if you don't have any other.
Rilla don't need your help. This is Anton talking. Let's be clear. I am the top dog. There is no more. There is no more.
I am the top dog.
I'm the
Top dogs do say that they're top dogs when they're dealing with the bitch.
top dog. Just because, you know, occasionally I have to acknowledge myself.
Occasionally, it's like every week. But anyway,
Wait, I'm
I just
confused though.
remind you.
Simmer down, family. Simmer down.
When I was watching y'all show Monday, right? And Chantel was saying like of the particular women that she hang around. I think she was asked like how many women that she hangs around share that mindset. And I think she said 95%. And the question came back at her, well, what are you doing around these women? So I have to ask, Kayla, like if you're saying you're in these rooms with these women, you're saying you're by and large, on average, you experience these situations where you're around a lot of pikmi.
Okay, so that one's that. Should I do one more? No, I'm gonna end it there. All right, so let me get the link to movie night and then I'll put it in there. But in the meantime, I want y'all to look at this. I want y'all to look at that. That's what happens. That's what's gonna happen. You step out, women. You step out of your femininity, and that is going to be you, accursed. You're gonna be cursed. I don't make the rules. The spiritual and and everything. That's just the consequences. It's divine. No matter what the religion is, the creed, the what have you, all this stuff, all these stuff leads to curse. Stepping out of femininity leads to curse. Eve was cursed. Like it's a fable. It's always ends the same way. Yes, that's you. Me? Yes, that's you. You step out of your femininity and you don't suck penis and get sandwich, then you get cursed. It's called the curse of the unfeminine bitch. Yeah, witches, harpies, succubus, and modern woman are all the same thing. They're all cursed women. This is a story that's as old as writing itself. That's why Adam and Eve was the first story in the Bible. The moment that men knew how to write, they wrote about the tale of the cursed bitch. And I tried everything I could, everything in my powers to help warn you. But if you don't listen, if you don't heed my advice, and if you don't fix my pie, then the curse will be upon you. Here's what it is. I don't make the rules. If I did, things would be different. But it's not, and that's just the way it is. Hold on. Once again, tonight's movie is Idiocracy. And here, let me just do that there. Okay. It's the curse of the empty vagina. That's what it is. And womb. All right. So there we go. There's a link to movie night. And once again, it's Idiocracy. So let me open it up for people to come in. All right. With that being said, I want to thank the Cash Apps and Super Chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Come to the Zoom room and actually, I think Chantel's live. So I'm going to watch her for a second, and then I'm going to go into the movie. And make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Remember, this is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.